We asked our viewers to tell us which board games they've actually been playing, old favourites, the latest hotness. You might be surprised. Surprise!
Or maybe you won't be surprised. Maybe you're gonna be like, oh yeah, duh, I knew that's what everyone was playing because that's what I'm playing.
All that and more in this month's People's Choice Top 10. Hello, I'm Matthew, and joining me this month is Paul.
Hi, I'm Paula. I'm here too because we just finished up at AirCon.
We've got our mugs.
So, yeah, we're filming this in one of our hotel rooms.
The illusion shattered.
Sorry.
First up on this month's list is Kami-Sami, a beautiful and intuitive strategy game set in rural Japan during the Edo period. Using a combination of asymmetrical powers, area control, set collection, and pattern building, and light card drafting, various Kami, spirits of the land, balance their favour with the people against their connection to nature in order to be crowned the Kami-Sami, the chief deity of the land, represented by a unique rotating board.
Viewer Stephen Waffle says, I don't think this game gets enough attention.
Oh, don't you, Stephen?
Well, I've never even heard of it, so I think
Really?
Stephen might be right, yeah. The artwork is beautiful and the mechanics are clever and unique. The board is always moving, so you really have to plan ahead.
Honestly, in most games, the board always moving would be a detriment.
It's a bad thing.
They're awful, like playing on a train. But in this, the board at the game itself looks absolutely beautiful. And this, there's all these temples on the board which are kind of like set in so that they don't
So when you
fly
move
around.
the board, they don't go
The whole board
willy-nilly
rotates.
everywhere.
You know when you're planning something in a game and you think, I got it, this is going to go great. And then everything moves and there's any rotation in the game and you go, oh, no, I'm an idiot.
Or you go, oh, it's even better than I thought because I got a new perspective on life.
Or
you
you
just
go-
got to find the positive, Matthew.
Or you go, oh, it's even better than I thought because this worked out to my advantage without me trying.
Exactly. This is take 2 of the People's Choice Award.
This isn't the People's Choice Awards.
Can you take me to Chinatown in this negotiation game where shrewd developers acquire sections of city blocks, then place tiles representing businesses onto them? Each tile placed gives that player some sort of payout, but completed businesses, formed of 3 to 6 connected tiles of the same type, pay quite a bit better and have better cable packages. However, all these resources are dealt to the players randomly, so players must trade to get matching businesses and adjacent locations.
Love Chinatown. It was massively difficult to find for ages, but it got reprinted. There's 2 versions, one that comes in a box the size of the Concordia box and one that comes in almost like a pandemic size box. It's incredible. The only problem is when people are playing Chinatown and they math the whole thing out, because you can work, you're doing so many negotiations and deals. Don't play like that. Play fast, loose, with your heart. It's a fantastic negotiation
And when you
game.
screw people over in the game, go, it's Chinatown, Jake.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
Forget it, Marge! It's Chinatown!
Forget it, Jake. It's Cloudtown.
Stephen F. says, Chinatown is a great game of hoping you get the spots you need with deal making to try and get the spots you missed out on. It was a hit with all of my game groups. It will land on my table again.
One day, it'll land on my table again.
And then they'll pay.
And then they'll be sorry, because this is Chinatown, Jake.
Who's Jake? You should play Chinatown. It's so good.
Yeah, just read it. Read it from here. Everyone will understand.
That feels weird. Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles is a cooperative epic fantasy board game in which 1 to 5 players fight together against the forces of evil.
What if you were just fighting the forces of, like, mundanity?
Gravity.
Work together to fight the forces of gravity. They just keep falling.
Which are controlled by the game system itself. This is a new cycle.
Wait, is the game sentient?
The game is sentient. It fights back. This is a new cycle for Sword and Sorcery that introduces new elements to the setting, expanding both the narrative engine and the mechanisms without making the game more complex. Good. Just 14% more evil.
The sun has changed. I told you it would.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
We're in Britain. Why has the sun come out?
I didn't think it was going to be an issue, honestly. The new features in this version include no game master needed, there's no player elimination, a sophisticated tactical battle system, and familiars, a new type of faithful companion for all your heroes.
Wow, that's bright. Viewer Gabriel L. confides.
Yeah?
Hey, thank you for confiding in us, Gabriel. This game is waiting patiently on my shelf for months, gathering dust. I'm going to play it Saturday. I hope it's as good as it sounds. I haven't played a dungeon crawler in years. Gabriel, what the heck have you been playing? Dirty, nasty, beige Euros? Get on with the dungeon crawler.
I think you'd enjoy it. It has a feel of a throwback game. It has muscularity amongst the miniatures.
Sure does. It does. It looks a bit like, it's from 1998.
But in a fun way.
But in a fun way.
Next up is Fire in the Lake. No, this isn't a game about the Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga? I don't know. This is a lake, a river in Ohio that caught fire a bunch of times.
We have to look it up, Chaz. Everyone have to look it up. It's actually Volume 4 in GMT's Coin series, which dives headlong into the momentous and complex battle for South Vietnam. This multi-factional treatment of the Vietnam War takes 1 to 4 players.
Oh, you can solo it.
On US heli-borne sweeps of the jungle and communist infiltration of the South, and into inter-allied conferences, Saigon politics, interdiction of the Ho Chi Minh Trail, air defense of northern infrastructure, graduated escalation, and media war.
Whew. Viewer Richard A. confesses. More confiding, more... Look, I think there's some confusion over the kind of relationship we all have.
Ask us anything. That's your personal problems. We're here to answer them.
We are not. But I am here to read this quote. I can't get enough of this game. Solo on the table, asynchronously with folks around the world, or in person at a wargaming event. I just can't get enough of it. All the different cards, the surprises, the packs, the backstabbing, the VIP of coin games.
And viewer Rodney S. didn't vote for a comment on this game, but I'm sure a warm, calming feeling is washing over his entire body just knowing that people are talking about coin games. He loves coin games, and I heard him talk about it at Aircon. I was the one that got him back into games like this. Where's my praise? GMT retweeting him? I'm like, I was the one that told...
You ain't get no respect.
I'm the real tastemaker around here.
Oh.
Bitter.
Hey, Matthew.
Yes, Paula?
Nope. Hey, Matthew.
Yes, Paula.
Did you know that another game receiving some play this month by our viewers is Viticulture Essential Edition?
What?
Where in rustic, pre-modern Tuscany, players inherit meager vineyards that they will grow into thriving multinational corporate juggernauts of wine and wine accessories.
Imagine inheriting anything, let alone a meager vineyard.
Just a meager vineyard. Well, you're going to start with just a few plots of land.
There's no value in land. Everybody knows that.
An old crush pad, a tiny cellar full of supplies and secrets best left untold, and 3 workers who know what those secrets are. The vineyard owners expand by building structures, planting vines, filling wine orders, accumulating even more secrets. What version of viticulture is Chaz playing?
No.
All working toward the goal of running the most successful winery in Tuscany.
Matthew C. pores over this game.
Pores.
Saying, finally taught a couple of friends the modern classic worker placement viticulture. This is slightly more complicated than the game these friends would normally play, but the theme and progression of actions are so intuitive, they picked it up pretty quickly. I love this game. I echo that. People play the games I like.
I think you are having an effect on the kinds of games our viewers are playing.
I'm the real tastemaker around here. Let me tell you about Rhino Knizia.
The sun's coming out. We're gonna move on to the next one. And these
Okay. You gonna eat cheese and onion crisps?
Can't eat these at home. Glorious.
Byron Lane.
In the game Lacrimosa, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart has just died.
That segue didn't work. You just went right in. Go on.
While composing the Lacrimosa movement of his opus Requiem. You, as one of his sponsors, will meet with his widow in order to fund his work one last time. And Reminisce while retelling your memories alongside Moat in order to make sure that she portrays you under the best light when writing her memoirs, in order to support their best version of the story and their relationship with Mozart.
Viewer Jamie H chimes in to say, that one's better, chimes, that word.
Oh yeah, it's a little less personal, so that's good.
I love games with multi-use cards, and the theme is a welcome change of pace. Only problem I have is that as a frantic card sleever, the player boards don't really work well with sleeved cards. That's true.
But I do really like the player boards and how they look like composition notebooks, like where you would write your music or your notes or whatever. I really like that.
I really like that. I think I won when we played this. At least that's how I choose to remember it.
I'm just going to eat more of my feelings.
It's like Mozart's here. I'm sat here now, mainly because the sun, I only see him against the sun at this point. I stay down with the sun, block it out. But that might be what happened, because being resuscitated this month by our viewers is Revive, which takes place 5,000 years after human civilization falls apart and society as we know it is destroyed.
By the sun exploding.
I don't know if that's true, but lead your tribe and explore the frozen earth and harness its frozen resources. Recruit chilly surface survivors to your frosty cause. Build frigid factories and powerful machines, and populate icy ancient sites to release your tribe's forgotten technologies like furnace maintenance and thermostat repair.
Ooh. Viewer Nathan C. Cooley claims. Because get it? Cool.
I'll be the judge of
chilly.
that.
This game is a brilliant deck builder without the deck building.
Stop right there.
Yeah, I know.
Get out, Nathan, you are banned.
It's like going to one of those fancy restaurants with deconstructed sandwiches, except here you get a deconstructed deck builder that drives area control.
I thought he was going to say it's like going to one of those fancy restaurants, only there's no food. I'm the real tastemaker around here.
Nathan continues, it's so good. Cost me a pretty penny to have it shipped from Europe, but well worth it. That's another way it's like a fancy restaurant. Cost me a pretty penny to have something just deconstructed on the plate in front of me. They didn't even make it. They didn't even put it together. I had to put it together myself inside my stomach. My body had to do the work.
If you listen closely, you'll discover that the next game is The Quiet Year. The Quiet Year. Please.
Sorry, just having some Roundtree tropical tots that I can't get in the US. Go ahead.
The Quiet Year is a map-driven game which defines the struggles of a post-apocalyptic community. Can't people just stop blowing up Earth?
No, because they're mad about the sun, just like we are.
And within their quiet year, play week by week as they attempt to build something good, like a hospital, or perhaps an Arby's. Right now, in this moment, there's an opportunity to build something. Something good. Something with extra horsey sauce. Is that Arby's food?
Viewers, can you let us know in the comments below? It's been a while since I've been at Arby's, but I do love a good Arby's roast beef.
What does viewer Preston E say about this?
Viewer Preston E loudly proclaims for all to hear, not just us, in a personal, confidential kind of thing.
Good man.
Quote, I can't say enough good things about my experience playing The Quiet Year recently, which started as a simple map, led to a deep, rich storyline about a community trying to thrive in a post-apocalyptic world.
These are good.
Yeah, they are. Yes, it's an RPG, but you shape the decisions of the community as a whole, not an individual character. People need to play this game. Preston, I agree with you. I am very interested in this game. I've been curious about it for a number of years and haven't tried it yet, and I actually would really like to try it.
The Lands of Galzir, an adventuring game with an open and persistent world with everyone's actions having consequences in both the current and future games. Each game continues where the previous one ended, thanks to its clever save and load mechanism with no need for paper and pencil bookkeeping. How does it work? That's one of the secrets locked away in Viticulture's supply cellar. That's a good one. That's a good one, Chaz. Regardless, what it's meant is that players can revisit the game as many times as they wish and even swap players between sessions.
Viewer Tej L declares, this is now my all-time favorite game, so I have to pick it. Out of obligation, I think. Seriously though, this is the perfect adventure series for short attention spans. I wouldn't know anything about short attention spans.
All-time favorite game?
That's quite the statement to be making.
It is good looking. I've seen it. People are excited about this.
Scott A adds, This is the game I own that I most want to play, but won't until 5 other campaign games are at least started, but not yet finished.
That's terrible. You're never going to get it done, so just start this one.
Is there any campaign game you've played and finished?
Does the Exit Adventure Calendar count as a campaign game?
I'm going to say yes, it does.
Well, there you go then.
1 game between the 2 of us.
That's rude.
It's time to face facts, everyone. That this month's top touted game is Scarface 1920. If this sounds familiar to you, it might be because you've seen our live on the radar that we filmed at AirCon, because Chaz put this game on his radar after writing this script. But this is a game which takes place in Chicago during the Roaring 20s, where Prohibition has made liquor business illegal.
That's rude.
And now criminal gangs operate in the underworld to viciously try and take control of the city.
Not criminal gangs.
Yes.
What are the people going to do?
I don't know, but the game is going to blend worker placement with deck building mechanisms, which will be used to recruit new associates, broker new deals, enhance your headquarters, and fill the streets of Chicago with loyal thugs.
Viewer Kevin B says he voted for Scarface 1920 this month because it has a solid deck building and worker this actual deck building and worker placement mechanisms that combine with evocative art, strong player interaction, and great production values to make you feel like you are running a criminal gang in the 1920s Chicago without all the actual bloodshed. That's for the best.
I like more pretend bloodshed than actual bloodshed myself.
Yeah.
Nathan C. adds, I was away on business in Phoenix and my wife started sending me Tony Montana quotes. Apparently she was watching Scarface and was bored. Then, surprise, surprise, 2 days later, this Kickstarter was delivered. Talk about perfect timing. This game was the perfect thematic gangster board game we needed.
Have you played Scarface? Let us know in the comments below, because that is a sampling of what our viewers have been playing this month. If you want your picks to be added to the list, then you can head on over to find out how to do that at our Patreon. And if you want to see that live video that we're talking about, our live on the radar is the button that surrounds us somewhere that you can click. Thank you, Paul, for being here.
Thank you for letting me crash your video.
And we'll see you next time. Bye,
Thanks, everyone. Bye.